Hey guys, welcome to the Dropship Secrets Ask Me Anything. I'm going to be answering all of your awesome questions today about high-ticket dropshipping. And right now I'm actually going to share this video in a few of the groups I'm a part of. And if you guys have any pressing questions, please drop them in the comment section below. I'll definitely get to them and be happy to answer as many as I possibly can. So let me go ahead and invite some people here. And if you're new to e-commerce paradise, of course, definitely tune into the podcast. I actually just got off the call with a guy named Corin. He's the owner of the FBAbroker.com, who they help sell FBA businesses. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty awesome stuff going on out there. I just finished that up, so that'll be on Monday. And I just posted a podcast today about a guy who helps WordPress WooCommerce store owners with their e-commerce and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first question I usually have with high-ticket dropshipping is related to niche selection. So niche selection is one of those things everybody's wondering about, like, what should I sell? What should I sell? What should I sell? And generally speaking, if you're going to try to pick the most profitable niche, you should look at the marketplace and try to see how the product is priced first. That's the first thing I always look at, is how expensive is the product? Is it over $1,000? Is the general niche of products over $1,000? Or is it like under $500? Is it over $3,000, $5,000? You want something in that like $800 to $1,500 range. That's really ideal. You want there to be products over $2,000 and $3,000, and you also want products to be around like $500 to $800. You don't want to be messing around with a lot of like $200, $300 products that are not going to be very profitable, because you're going to have to drive paid traffic to get buyers to them. Hi Faja, how are you? Welcome to the video. All right, cool. So we got our first couple of joiners in here. Welcome, guys. And I am talking about niche selection right now. If you guys have any questions, I know everybody's kind of at a different point in the journey. Just go ahead and drop them in the comments below. I'll answer any questions you have about your specific journey and things that you're trying to get answered right now. I'll just keep talking about niche selection for the time being. So, niche selection can be looked at when you're at any stage of your journey. You don't have to be just starting out. You can actually be in the middle of it and looking to expand your store too. And that's why I see a lot of people trying to get my my niches list, because they already have a store and they kind of want other ideas. Maybe the store isn't that profitable or whatever, and they want to expand it. So that's a really good way to expand, is to look up other products. So just think about, like, if you're just starting out, think about starting out, with a product that doesn't have way too much competition, because the cost per click is going to be quite a bit higher, although you still can compete. It's going to be quite difficult. And if you do happen to be in that niche, that's perfectly fine. You just need to keep looking for other product categories that will fit into your store as well. So there's a lot of different examples, but for instance, like the furniture niche, anything under furniture is going to be super competitive, because you have big stores like Wayfair and Hayneedle and stuff like that selling those things like crazy, right? So if you're already in furniture, that's fine. You should probably look at complementary products. So products that, like appliances and things like that, that might fit that niche, or might be something that somebody would also be interested in buying, that's in a high ticket thing, and is profitable and stuff like that. So I mean, I came up with this idea the other day, but if you're selling beds, for instance, think about selling like air purifiers or something like that. Think about appliances that might be on people's walls, or on the tables, or even in the bathroom next to the bedroom, because every bedroom has a bathroom next to it, right? You could sell stuff in the bathroom. So don't hold yourself back from expanding, and don't worry about like suppliers thinking, oh, well, your store is called this, so why would you sell that? That's hardly a thought process that suppliers have. And generally speaking, they're going to be excited just to have you selling their products, because they know why they want you there to sell their products online. So when it comes to niche selection, just understand that you need to have the right price point first and foremost, and then you need to make sure that there are already people out there selling those products. So look online, look on Google Shopping, and see if you can find those products on other niche-specific stores that don't have a physical storefront address, stores that are online only. And if you can, then great. There's probably dropshipping supply. Those competitors are probably selling products from suppliers that are dropshipping suppliers. So that's the key. So you want to definitely sell those products. And so all you have to do is extract the suppliers from that website and have a website ready for them, and call them up and say, hey, I'm interested in selling your products on my website. I think it'd be a great fit. I would like to sign a wholesale dealer agreement with dropshipping terms. And if you go ahead and just send your dealer agreement over, you can check out the website here, whatever.com it is, and then, let me know. And then they'll probably have some questions for you. How long have you been in business for? And, do you have a valid seller's permit, blah, blah, blah. And you say, yes, yes, yes. I've been in business for this many years, or I'm just getting started, but I'm launching and it's really excited. I have a marketing plan and a sales plan, and I have a great customer service team. You don't want to tell the supplier all this stuff, and then they're going to be excited. And then you ask them, okay, do you do MAP policy? Do you have a good return policy? Do you have a good warranty policy? Do you have SKU numbers for your products and stuff like that? Because that's going to matter a lot, and you want to make sure that the suppliers always have SKU numbers for their products and barcodes as well, because that'll make it easier to get ranked into Google Shopping, because Google Shopping wants SKU numbers and barcodes. And with model names and SKU numbers, you can bid a lot higher on those products in Google Shopping. So when you get suppliers that have model names and SKU numbers, it's really good, right? So that's why I always like things like appliances and stuff like that, especially plug and play appliances, because there's not too much confusion as to how to use those. Definitely look for niches like those, and those usually have model names and SKU numbers and barcodes and stuff like that. And you'll be able to sell those types of products because you're going to be able to target that traffic way easy in Google Shopping later on. So, like I said, just make sure that whatever products you're looking at are in the right price range. There's already people out there selling them that are drop shippers only, that are online stores, right? And then have that website ready for them and call the suppliers and get an account with them. In the course, I show you guys how to use a VA to upload those products super fast and really cheap, so you don't have to do it like one at a time by yourself or anything like that. So get the products up there. Make sure you focus and make sure you get those best sellers up. What I always do is ask my suppliers what their best sellers are, and they'll usually give you a list, or at least like a series of, or like a bunch of their series. Like sometimes suppliers series names, like this series, that series. They'll tell you, okay, these 3 series, those are our best sellers. So great. Make sure you get all those products up, and then get your store launched, get all the marketing going, the email, the Google Shopping and stuff like that, because that's going to help you scale a lot faster. So definitely understand that you can compete with competitive niches, but it's very difficult to compete in niches where like products don't have model names. Because using the methods that we do is we're going to be able to target those specific model and SKU numbers in Google Shopping. So you really want to have products that have those model names and SKU numbers. If you're dealing with niches where you're just working with kind of products with generic names and stuff like that, it's going to be very competitive, and it's going to be hard to target people that are actually interested in those products, right? So try to always focus on getting products that have model names and SKU numbers. And most suppliers do, especially like I was saying for some appliances, like on the case study store, which is a fireplace store. I use the example of like Amonti fireplaces and all these other ones. They have series numbers and SKU numbers built into them. So I'm able to target those SKU numbers super targeted, bid upwards of 50 cents to $1 for them, and get sales. And although I've had some issues with the domain name being like blacklisted randomly, and I've had to like rebrand and get over that, I'm going to have a new store launched by next week. I'm going to be able to start making lessons again. I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to be able to target those brand names again. And so that's what I'm looking for when I'm building out that new store. And by the way, guys, the new store is going to be quite broad. So it's going to be able to encompass many different niches. So my goal here is building this broad store out and building this masterclass. So I'm going to be able to show you guys what all these different dropship suppliers' products are like. What I'm going to be able to do is document many different product niches, not just one product niche. So my goal here is like, I need you guys to understand from a beginner standpoint when you're just getting started that you need to focus in your niche, but you can also go like a little bit broad. But what my goal is to help you understand that there's many different products out there, and that you can do that. And there's all these different, availabilities and stuff like that. So I'm going to be diving deep into all these little niches and finding all these suppliers, all these products and stuff like that, and marketing them and figuring that out so you guys can compete with me essentially and make money online, while I make money online. So it's going to be a really fun process, and I'm excited to bring you guys on board. Nobody out there is really doing this, and I don't mind doing it. I think it's a lot of fun, actually. I love helping people more than I really care about competing so much. There's so much abundance online. If you guys look at the numbers that like Amazon is doing, and just, you know, yearly sales alone, it's in the billions. Wayfair is also up there, and all these other websites that are huge and broad are just ridiculously killing it. I just talked to a few of my peers, these guys that are doing their own niche stores, and they're doing upwards like $300,000, $400,000 a month in sales. I'm not even kidding with you. So, I mean, that's what they told me. So it's pretty insane what's happening out there right now, and we just need to jump into it and grow these massive stores. I already have a few stores out on right now that are doing great, you know, around 50K a month or so. Julianne is managing those, so I'm going to be able to start this really big store, and it's going to be exciting for you guys. So look forward to that. The product niche research sheet is filled out just a little bit right now. It's going to be really filled out in depth this coming month. I'm going to be going through that a lot and figuring out all these other little product categories. So like I said, when you're starting out, pick one like general, like one specific niche, but don't think about like picking one particular product per se. Like think about, okay, I'm gonna pick this product and I'm gonna pick like 3 to 5 complementary products that I can go along with that. For instance, I chose the fireplace store for the case study. If I were to have stuck with that because the domain was good and all that, and I might even go back and change the domain on that store and grow it too in the future. But if I wanted to do that, I could say, okay, maybe outdoor fire pits. Okay, also, you know, grills would work with that. Okay, patio furniture would work. You know, I could come up with other ideas like different pieces of indoor furniture. One of my suppliers, Touchstone, I think they had TV stands, TV lifts, things like that. So this is kind of how Wayfair started out when they first started with dropshipping. Is they actually started with one product category. Racksandstands.com was their website, and then they grew wide because every single new supplier they got on, the suppliers would actually have multiple product categories. So every single supplier you get will probably have more than just that one product category. And so you'll be able to create more product categories in your store with that supplier. And then through that product category, just keep doing research. So like, let's just say you started a fireplace store. So you start the fireplace store, you get 5 or 10 fireplace suppliers, electric fireplace suppliers. Now it's time to see, okay, that same electric fireplace supplier had like outdoor barbecue, whatever, right? So let me go look at that product category and find more suppliers there. And then you can do that. And, you know, outdoor fire pits, okay, let me look there. Okay, you know, like outdoor heaters, let me look there. You know, furniture, TV stands, let me look there. Let me find more suppliers there. So you can start filling out all these product categories with multiple suppliers on your site. And you can go a bit broader that way, and you can kind of incrementally, you know, improve. And I would say have a goal of maybe getting like 1 or 2 new suppliers every single month, because it's a process. You got to add other products, you got to add their policies, you got to get them into Google Shopping, you got to optimize the product listings. It's, you know, a bit expensive, but you use your profits and you parlay those into new suppliers and new products on your website so you can build it out. Because truly, you're not going to get to that like 50K, 100K a month level or higher until you're at like 20, 30 suppliers, usually speaking, right? And you have to really look into your ads and optimize them and make sure you're optimizing the product listings on your website and make sure you're offering relevant free gifts, right? And you're looking at your competition, you're seeing what are they offering? Are they offering other free gifts I'm not offering? Are they offering more of a discount? Sign up for their email lists, because you might get emails that offer a bigger discount than you are, and you need to be aware of that. And so you would then go to your emails and make sure you're offering a similar discount. And also, I'm going to be adding this to the course soon, but there's a little like price match thing where it says we will beat any price. There's a bunch of these little icons, and you should definitely add that to your product page. That's one thing that I kind of left out, because the price matching thing is really important. And if you just put a little logo, because people love pictures and they love like, you know, little icons and stuff like that, it makes more sense. People, you know, dig that kind of stuff. So make sure you put that into your product listing right around the add to cart button, because you know, then they're aware of that. And even maybe give them a phone number to call, you know, for price matching, because people are shopping around, right? That's the idea, is we're capturing people that are at the bottom of the sales funnel, people that are ready to buy that product. They just want the best deal, and they're typing in that product name, so you're bidding really high. So they look at your site now, and they're looking to see if you have a better deal than the competitor. And if you do, great, they'll buy from you. I mean, they won't even think twice. They've got the money, they need the product, they want a good deal, they want a free gift, they want a little freebie here and there, they want a little bit extra, so they're gonna buy from you, so it's no problem. So cool, guys. Well, that's kind of the process of starting and scaling. Hey, Tim, welcome to the call. Thanks for joining in. I don't see any comments yet, guys. So if you have any questions, definitely drop them in below. I'll go ahead and keep going with maybe we'll talk about niche selection a little bit more. But if you guys want to just, you know, let me know what you're interested in hearing about, whether it's niche selection, suppliers, you know, conversion optimization, maybe just starting your business, in general, you're interested in scaling or setting up marketing, just let me know what you're most interested in hearing about, what is going to vibe with you right now in your stage of the journey, because I know it's different for everybody. So I'll just keep going, I guess. When it comes to scaling, I think generally speaking, you have to go back and forth, right? Like once you get to the launch phase, like where I'm at right now in the masterclass, I've launched the store, Google Shopping ads were running, and I'm actually still getting sales. I just got a sale on it the other day, and Google Shopping ads aren't even running. So it just goes to show, like, you can put up a store and you'll get ads because you'll probably get random traffic from organic or something like that. I didn't even track it down to see where it was. But I made like $50 or $100 on it or something like that. It was a $1,000 order, so it wasn't that great anyways. But the deal is, like, you have to keep going back. So like you launch, great. You have maybe 5 or 10 suppliers when you first start out, maybe even less, three to 5, that's fine. So you've launched your store in Google Shopping ads. You've got to keep doing research. So like, I think Faja, you had an issue, you're still on the call, I think. You had an issue with your Google Shopping ads, right? You had written me, one of the things you have to always be doing is going into your ads. You have to check which products are getting clicks and not conversions, right? Because those particular products are products people are searching for, right? Those are obviously Google has pre-qualified them with that shopping ad, and that customer has told you that they're interested in that product. And this is different for each campaign. Obviously, like for the generic campaign, you shouldn't really be too focused on that unless it's a low-priced product. And I'll be going more into how to optimize your generic campaign for low-priced products in the future and for best-selling products and like loss leaders and stuff like that. But you should only be really focused on your product campaign, because that's where you're going to be targeting the best traffic. You're going to be bidding the highest, and you're also going to have the best chance to close high ticket sales over $1,000 that are actually going to bring you over $100, $200, $300 in profit, up to thousands of dollars in profit. So that's the idea there. So focus on the product campaign first of all, and then look at those products that are getting clicks and no conversions, and then go and see if you can optimize your product page and your offer more. All right, so look at your website. Make sure you filled everything out according to the conversion optimization checklist, and then compare it to your competitor's website. So basically, either if you're out of the country, use a VPN, log into the VPN, go into wherever you want in the United States, and search that product name. So it's got to be the brand name, product name, even the SKU number into Google, and then you see your competitors and click on a few of them and analyze their offer and see what they're offering. Like, are they offering a discount? Are they offering a free gift? Are they offering, extra extended warranties? Whatever it is, try to match their offer. That's the key. You have to be matching, I always like to beat their offer. I mean, it's just fun, like my competitor on the Fireplace store doesn't even have a free gift. So I offered a free gift, and all of a sudden I get random sales, not even running ads. It just goes to show people love these little extras that you give them beyond what the competitor will give them. And yeah, I mean, not everybody's looking for a discount, right? But everybody usually is looking for a discount. But if you offer a discount and a free gift, then it's going that little extra mile for that person, and they're going to appreciate that, and they might just choose to buy from you if you have a good enough website. All the other things matter though, like the Norton shopping guarantee, McAfee, all the trust seals matter. Making sure that you have a phone number easily seen, making sure that you have social proof in the form of reviews, right? Reviews are really important. If you add reviews to your website, people will see that people have bought from you before, you're reputable, right? And make sure you have some content on your website. Make sure you have a buyer's guide. It makes you an authority in that niche, right? So there's all these like triggers, these sales triggers that you can make sure that your store stands out in. And those are the kinds of things that you're going to be able to close sales with. So it's a process of scaling. So look at your Google Shopping ads, what's getting clicks, no conversions, go back and fix that. What's getting clicks and conversions? Great. That's what you really want to focus on. The things that are getting sales, make sure you outsource those articles. Make sure they're really well filled out. Make sure that you're talking about features and the benefits of those features. And the way you do that, of course, is you just write, whatever the feature is, and then comma, and the word so, and then whatever that is. So if it's like, this has, a fireplace, this, puts out 100 BTUs so that you'll feel warm, nice and cozy and warm in the winter. That's a benefit to that feature of the 100 BTUs or whatever the fireplace puts out. So that's something that you need to be, aware of. Hey, Dan, welcome to the call. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, definitely just drop them below as a comment. If you want to, approach a certain subject or whatever you want to do it, then just let me know. I'm going to be talking about scaling the store right now. So I know a lot of people are just starting out and they're just thinking about that niche selection, how to get started. So if you have any questions specific to that, please let me know. I can kind of pause and come back. But we're always kind of at the stage where we're like, we're scaling. And what scaling means is that you have launched. Hey, Sherry, welcome to the call. Good to see you here, and welcome. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. I'm kind of talking about scaling right now, and scaling is a process of all of the above, right? So like you've done your business setup, you've done your niche selection, you've got your suppliers, your initial set of suppliers, right? Your pre-launch suppliers, and then you optimize your website, you set up your marketing, and you launch, and you get your first sale. Boom! Like that's awesome. So that's from zero to launch is a process, and it takes a lot of work to get there. But once you're there, it's awesome because all you have to do now is go back to the beginning, keep doing more research, and go back to the supplier section, keep calling and emailing suppliers and getting accounts and filling out those account sheets, and then keep going through and making sure that you just double check all your optimization features and use Google Shopping as your data set to understand what you need to go back and improve on your website. That's the key here, right? Google Shopping is going to tell you a lot about your website and about the demand in the marketplace. So you're going to be able to go into your Google Shopping, and you're going to see products that are getting impressions, you're going to see products that are getting clicks, and you're going to see products that are getting conversions. You'll be able to see other data points like conversion rate and cost per conversion, and then even more stuff like search impression share and search impression lost ranking and all that stuff. This is all going to really tell you how to optimize your ads, but also how to optimize your website. So what you need to do is take the data from Google Shopping, like which products are getting impressions, which products are getting clicks, and which products are getting conversions, and understand, number one, that you want to first optimize your ads, of course, to make sure that you're only showing relevant products for relevant searches. And that's why we do the 3-tier system, where we are able to use negative keywords to make sure that we're only showing relative products to relative searches. So if someone types in my niche, for example, it'd be a Monty fireplace, and then the SKU number, whatever it is, 40 BU dash something, right? If they type that into Google, that's a very specific product name. It's the brand name, product name, and SKU number. So that kind of a thing is very, 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 very lucrative, right? Someone's at the bottom of the buying cycle. So you want to make sure you optimize your ads for that particular thing. You want to raise the bids for that. You want to make sure that you have that campaign, set up properly, and the negative keywords are moving that keyword down into that product campaign. And then once you're there and you're seeing impressions now on that product, and you're seeing clicks on that product, but you're not seeing conversions yet, go to your website and make sure you're optimizing those pages, right? Make sure you have all your conversion optimization stuff in place, and make sure that you go to your supplier and you try to get more assets from them. Maybe they have more high quality pictures. Maybe there's videos on YouTube you can embed onto your product description. You can go on Fiverr and rewrite your product description. Check your competitors. Make sure you go into Google Shopping and you type in that product name and see who else is selling, and see if you're ranking. First of all, if you're not ranking, you need to bid a little bit higher, right? And if you are ranking, great, then look at the other ones around you and see what they're offering. Are they offering free gifts? Are they offering a bigger discount? Are they offering a better deal like extended warranties? Do they just have more options to go along with that product? Sometimes they have like white glove delivery, or maybe the product has some special options you're not even aware of yet as a new seller, and they have on their website and you don't. So you need to make sure you get those on your website, because those might be crucial to the buyer and their needs and stuff like that. Like sometimes people that buy big pieces of furniture or big appliances, they want them installed on their in their home. They want them installed for them, right? It's called white glove delivery. And so you should make sure that you have that if it is available. And you can always ask your suppliers, hey, do you guys do white glove delivery? Is it available? What do the other dealers do for that kind of thing? And they'll tell you. A lot of the questions I'm getting right now as well are in fulfillment, and people are dealing with freight issues. So bigger products need to be shipped via freight. And sometimes, very rarely, sometimes the suppliers will not deal with the freight for you. You usually only want to work with suppliers that do the freight for you, and usually they will. You just have to ask them. Even if their terms and conditions when you first sign up say, hey, we don't do freight, you're going to have to get your own freight carrier. You can just ask them nicely, hey, would you guys please mind using your freight carrier? It makes it a lot easier for us. We don't have our own freight carrier, that kind of a thing, or we would just rather use yours. And oftentimes they will. But in the rare case that they don't, there are some suppliers that require you to have your own freight carrier. You do need to get a freight forwarder of some sort. I recommend Unishippers and Global Trans. Those are the two, and I'll be doing full walkthrough videos on how to get us set up with those in the course very soon. And it's a pretty easy process. You just have to get an account, and then when you get the order, you just send them the dimensions and the weight of the product and the customer's information and all that. And they'll create a way bill, and then you send that way bill to the supplier, and then schedule the pickup, and then they'll know and they'll have it ready for the pickup. And then the only issue there now is that you are in control. I mean, you have the responsibility of that freight shipment, right? So if anything goes wrong, the product is damaged upon arrival, you need to make sure that the customer is aware of how to handle that, right? They need to put like a note on the receipt that says, hey, it looks damaged before they accept it, because otherwise if they do, then it's, you know, your responsibility basically, and you're going to have to pay to get shipped back if it's completely damaged and ruined. In the case of furniture, it's not a big deal because usually the supplier will just ship out like a replacement part that's scratched up or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But in the case of a electronics item, for instance, I used to sell e-bikes online. It was a big pain in the butt. They would sometimes ship in crates, but a lot of times they would ship in boxes, and they would arrive damaged sometimes. And if it's damaged, it's just not going to work, right, electronically or mechanically. So the customer, sometimes they would be able to fix it if it's like a handy person, but usually they would want to just ship it back. It's very expensive. It's a pain in the butt. But you know, just make sure that you have your processes in place. You want to make sure that however you decide to deal with that, usually I just tell you, you know, like if it's a nightmare customer, do whatever it takes to get rid of that nightmare customer. And even if it's going to cost you $100, $200, whatever that means, just get rid of that situation so that they don't become more of a nightmare in the future and leave negative reviews and then go on social media and talk about you and all this BS. You should probably just take care of that because you're going to make way more profit in the long run. And what you want to do is make sure people understand you're a good business and you offer good customer support. And your suppliers really want that of you too. Your suppliers want to make sure that you're offering good support. They don't want to get a call from a nasty customer, you know, complaining about you and your deal and stuff like that. Another issue I deal with is with warranty issues. So if there happens to be a warranty issue after the fact, it's nothing to do with delivery. It just the product breaks down or stops working, and it is under warranty. Sometimes when the customer goes directly to the supplier instead of going to you first, it can turn in kind of a nightmare. The customer, you know, doesn't get a good experience from the supplier. So usually what I recommend is you actually jump in the middle and you handle that a little bit. You kind of help them understand, like, okay, this is the warranty process, how long it takes. We're going to help you make sure we're going to be an in-between. You communicate with them and the supplier's warranty department. And you make sure that it gets taken care of. Use Gmail as a CRM system. Use Boomerang to follow up on things. Make sure you set it to like 24 hours follow-up or 12 hours follow-up or whatever. And if you're taking phone calls, you know, just make sure you take notes and you put those notes into Google. And under Gmail, you can actually set up Google Keep and Google Tasks, which is really cool, and it can show up in your sidebar. And I'll probably do like a whole video on that pretty soon as well. But Google Keep is a note-taking system, and Google Tasks is a task-taking system within Gmail. So that's really cool. And then, of course, Google Calendar can help you schedule things out if you want to have a call with a supplier or whatever. And I use Calendly to book all my coaching calls. I would recommend you guys might try setting up a free Calendly account as well. Calendly is a cool tool that you can use to send suppliers links. If they want to call you, just say, hey, can you please book the call via this link? You can set them up one free calendar, and you can just say, you know, 15-minute call or something like that. And that's a really good way to make it easy for suppliers to contact you, you know, when you're free, and vice versa as well. So that's really good. So I don't see any questions down here, guys. Make sure you, you know, if you have any questions, you ask them. I'm going to go on for another 5 or 10 minutes here and just talk about cool stuff. So let's just talk more scaling ideas. So when you go into Google Shopping and you're getting impressions, you're getting clicks and conversions, the next thing you want to look at is your search terms. So you can go under Google Shopping and you can look at your exact search terms. I wish I could actually pull up my screen right now, but my account, unfortunately, my merchant center got banned on that store because the domain name that I bought had some sort of blacklist associated with it a long time ago, and I wasn't even aware of that. So I need to probably add that as a lesson to the niche selection. When you're choosing your domain name, make sure you check if it's on any blacklists before you buy it. You know, it's completely out of my control, but should have a new Google Shopping account set up next week so I can start doing these live calls and actually showing you guys my Google Shopping account. So that'll be a lot of fun. So look forward to that if you're in the course. And yeah, and I'll also be doing obviously a lot of videos on how to optimize your Google Shopping ads and stuff like that as well in the masterclass very soon. So, but now I can just talk about it. So when you go into Google Shopping ads, you'll have the chance to look at your search terms that are showing up, and you can actually choose to see which terms are converting, right? So if you just click the column for conversions, you can see the search terms that are actually converting in your campaign, which is really cool because now you know people are typing in this search term and it's related to this product. So, you know, I should probably make sure that that search term is in my product description somewhere. You know, like that term they use might be a little bit different from the product name. So if that's the exact term they're typing in, make sure that keyword is in your product description somewhere. You know, you can even use, if it's like a generic campaign that's actually converting for you on a low price product and it's a generic keyword, you can make blog articles around that generic keyword. You can make sure that generic keyword's in your product description, all that kind of stuff. Google Shopping is going to give you so much data And you really need to look at that and understand it more. The other cool thing is you can go into Google Analytics and you can look at that data as well. All right, I have a few questions finally. All right, Dan, thanks so much for asking a question. I'm going to answer yours first, and then I'll get to you, Faja, right here. This says, can you still get suppliers easily with the Shoptimize theme, or should I try to get them while using the demo theme? You can get suppliers with both, honestly. The demo theme works fine because it's a very simple theme. Suppliers look at it. All they're going to look at is that it's an easily functioning, searchable e-commerce store. And it's such a simple boxed layout that they don't even think twice. They're just like, yeah, this person's fine. If it's like a tough supplier to get, it's probably not going to have anything to do with your website. It's probably just going to be the fact that they've led on too many online dealers lately. And you're going to have to kind of probably follow up with them over the next few months to get them on board with you. It's going to be kind of tough to get them. Those are known as usually gold suppliers, right? And they're the best suppliers to get usually because their products sell really well, and they want to make sure they're protecting their brand image by only getting online dealers that provide really good customer support and have a great marketing plan, a sales plan, and they're not just wasting their time with you. One of my students had a really good thing, and he said he just offered the supplier a 2-week testing time. So he said, okay, let me sell your products on my site for 2 weeks. If I don't get you any sales, you can forget about it. And they said, fine. And they pretty much, I guess, had not responded or declined him multiple times before that. So that's one way to get tough to get suppliers. But you can definitely get suppliers with the Shoptimize theme. But it's up to you. What I usually recommend is try to get at least 3 to 5 suppliers with that demo site before you go about optimizing, because you want to have enough suppliers so that when you do launch your paid advertising, you're going to get some traffic and get some sales, and then you can go back and get more suppliers at that point. You don't want to get a ton of suppliers in the very beginning because it's going to take longer then to launch. You want to make it easy enough to launch, right? So there's that kind of perfect medium point where you got like 3 to 5 suppliers. It's just enough, and you'll be able to hopefully get some traffic and sales at that point, right? So, but yeah, the Shoptimize theme looks really good, and I offer that theme install service right now. I'm actually, for the new masterclass, I'm also going to be giving you guys that file and also a training video on how to do that yourself, right? So it's going to be really cool for those that don't mind the DIY thing. It takes about an hour and a half or so. If it's your first time, it might take a little bit longer. But the exact theme that I made for the demo site is actually really good. It's a customized version of the Shoptimize theme. The theme install service where I actually go in there and do it for you, right? And I can do it way faster because I've done it so many times now. But yeah, regardless of that, you'll have that theme, and that's really cool if you're in the masterclass. So we'll move on to Faja now. Faja asks, hi Trevor, for my campaign, most of the clicks go to everything else in all products. Okay, cool. So I did want to answer that. Thank you, Faja, for asking that. That issue has to do with your feed. So I wish I could show you on my computer. I can't really right now. But when you go to your product groups under your campaign, your product campaign, you'll see a little plus button next to the products at the very top of that. Click that plus button, and then you're probably going to be trying to use custom labels, like I showed you how to set it up. And for one reason or another, maybe your custom labels didn't all get pushed through. So one way to fix that is to go and resync your feed with the Google Shopping app. And if you've already tried that and it hasn't worked, it hasn't helped, then for some reason or another, just your custom labels aren't pushing through. So you can change it to item ID instead. And then you want to make sure that you scroll down through the entire list of item IDs to the very bottom, and then check the box at the top that highlights all of them, and then choose Save without editing bids. And then what that's going to do is now break them up into the specific item IDs. So you're going to have to hover over them in order to see which product it is, but at least you'll see which product then specifically is getting impressions, getting clicks. So if you're having that issue, you just have to change the way you're sorting the products under that product group, right? So that's how you do it. Like I said, I'll be showing you how to do that in the course fairly soon here, as soon as I get everything launched up at the new store. So look forward to that. But hopefully that made sense to you. You can always message me and email me and stuff like that. If that doesn't make sense, and I can try to maybe like send you a screenshot or something like that of mine, and I can explain a little bit better. So yeah, definitely get in there, guys. I guess that's pretty much it. When it comes to niche selection, I guess when you're first starting out, I think that's the most bewildering thing. Whether to be like extremely niche or a little bit broader site, it's always kind of up in the air, right? What I always suggest doing is choose something right in the middle, right? So what my idea with the fireplace store, which is the case study store in the site, was what I want to do is I want to go fireplaces first and then broad from there, right? I want to start with fireplaces, and I'm going to go like outdoor fire pits. I'm going to sell outdoor heaters. I'm going to sell like all sorts of indoor and outdoor furniture alongside all this stuff, and it's all going to be within one store. So that was the idea there, and that's what I suggest for you guys. Choose something that's a product category within a bunch of relevant product categories. Have that planned out, and then start with that one product category with like a niche specific name of a site. So it's easy to get those suppliers at first. And once you have your site built out, suppliers are going to be like, oh, we're a furniture supplier, but you're a fireplace store. Why would you want to sell our stuff? They're going to say, okay, great. Yeah, your site looks really good. You're very well filled out. You have lots of furniture on there already. So go ahead and do that. So what you want to do is with your suppliers, don't try to get random suppliers. Try to make sure that they're connected to each other, kind of like a web. So when you first set up your store, you're going to have like just fireplaces, for instance. But some of those fireplace suppliers might even have like some furniture or some outdoor stuff. So now go to those categories and look for other suppliers in those categories that have other types of those furnitures. And you'll find that those suppliers have other categories as well. So you can kind of like incrementally grow, right? And what I recommend is don't grow too fast, but also, be consistent with it. Try to get like one supplier every week or something like that, or every 2 weeks at the least, and get them uploaded onto your store all the way and into your ads and start getting sales for those products. And as time goes on, you'll find some suppliers have best-selling products, some suppliers suck and don't have any selling products at all. So you just have to get suppliers on board. And then after like 3 to 6 months, you can figure out which suppliers to drop, which suppliers to really go all in on. And then if you decide that, okay, this supplier has like the best-selling products, their products are always selling, they're profitable, I never have any issues with them, call them up and say, hey guys, like we've been selling your products really good. We're interested in doing a little bit more with you guys. Like how can we partner up a little bit more? Maybe they'll offer you a bigger discount in exchange for more ad revenue spent on their brand. Maybe they'll offer you a discount in exchange for branding into your email marketing, your social media. Maybe you can do some sort of a collaboration on a blog, like a spotlight marketing on their blog. So things like that you can do to grow your relationship with suppliers are really cool, because suppliers are always going to be, they're always going to be selling in all these other sites, and you want them to be focused on you and your site and your brand. So that's the way to get their attention, right? When come the holiday season, this is a few years into the process, you can actually invest more in buy up any of those best sellers that you possibly have, maybe 5 or 10 from the supplier. And if they go out of stock during the holiday season, you'll still have some. You have them shipped to a fulfillment warehouse and sell them out of there. But that's kind of an advanced strategy. So I would worry about that at first. But yeah, guys, hope that makes sense to you. I don't see any more comments below. I've been on for about 35 minutes here. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. If any of you guys are thinking about, oh, here's Dan. Sorry, I didn't scroll down here. Dan, as in the video where you put in negative keywords in Google Ads, are you doing that so that they are not in the generic section of the 3-part funnel? Were you putting, let me see if I'm reading this right. Are you doing that so they are not? Yeah. So the way it works is, just kind of over the top explaining this, you have 3 campaigns, right? You have generic, brand, and product. So this is like the sales funnel process someone is going through. So they're going to be going from, top of the funnel, which is, I'm looking for a fireplace, to, I like this brand of Monty. That's pretty cool. To, you know what, I really like this particular panorama series, BI 40-deep, right? It's like a particular model number of Monty products. They're going to go through that sales funnel. So as they're searching that out, you want to appear in the ads, right? So generic, they're probably not ready to buy yet. So you want to put all those negative keywords in there, because generic is your high priority. In Google Shopping's eyes, what that means is they're going to show those ads first. So you don't want anybody who's typing in that product or SKU specific keyword, even the brand specific keyword, to be showing up for generic ads, because you're also going to be bidding pretty low on those, especially for high priced products, because it doesn't really matter that much. People are at the top of the funnel. It's not a big deal. They're not going to convert on those, right? But they might still click through, and that's good, and that's okay. What matters is that when they're going down the funnel in the buyer's journey, when they get to searching that brand keyword, you're going to be bidding a little bit more, right? And you're going to have those negative keywords in place, the product names and brand keywords in the generic, so that when they go to the brand campaign, they're not going to be negatives out, right? Because they type in the brand name, so it shows up for the brands. So it makes sense. But you are going to have those product negative keywords in the brand campaign, so that if they type in a product keyword, it goes to the next campaign down, which is the low priority campaign. So this is the last campaign in your campaign structure that it shows up for, and that is the most specific keyword. That means they're at the bottom of the buyer's funnel, the sales funnel, and they're ready to buy, right? They're just shopping around for the best deal, and you want to bid the highest on those. And you also want to optimize the most out of those listings that get clicks on your product campaign, because those are the ones that matter the most. So that's why I tell people, like, always look at that product campaign. That's the one that matters, because they're going to buy the most high ticket products. So you want to have the best offers, and you want to have the best sales pages on those. But that's how the negative keyword part works. So you want to make sure that you do the brand name negative keyword list to your generic, and your product name and SKU number to your generics. You want to make sure you put your products and SKUs into the brands, and then you don't really need any negatives on the products unless you start seeing weird things like used or images or pictures or weird things like that. I don't mind bidding on competitor keywords. I just don't like bidding on things like used, where obviously they're not going to buy something from my store, right? So you can make a separate list and put those negative keywords into that product campaign if you want. It's totally up to you, your decision, but that's what I do. So you can follow what I do, and that usually works. And we've been doing very well with our stores. So that's how that works, guys. Negative keywords are the awesome thing. Sherry says, what is the name of the service that will make me be able to only view Google Shopping in the US? So if you are not in the US, then you can use a VPN, a virtual private network. And those are, well, I recommend Witopia, WITOPIA. You can use my affiliate link if you want. It's ecommerceparadise.com/Witopia. It's very cheap. It's like $2 a month or something like that. But yeah, you just plug it up on your computer and choose where you want to show up. I usually choose like Seattle or Dallas or New York or something. And then you can open an incognito browser on your Chrome browser. It has to be incognito because otherwise Google kind of still can know where you're at. And then you can type in any product word. So make sure incognito browser using a VPN. I recommend Witopia. There's one called Personal VPN. I also recommend Ivacy. They're all on my resources page. So you go to ecommerceparadise.com/resources. You can see them there. Dan says, thank you, Dan, for the awesome question. I'm glad I was able to explain that and makes sense to you guys. And yeah, thanks, Tim. I appreciate it. Lots of good info. Thanks. Thank you for the awesome comment. So I hope this all makes sense to you guys. And there's lots of good, opportunities out there. I was saying in the beginning of the call, like the e-commerce world is exploding. More than ever, there is a ton of sales happening online. And the cool thing is there's things like Shopify and Google Shopping where we're just literally able to put ourselves at the top of the Google search engine results page, which is like 80–90% of traffic online goes there. And we're also able to optimize the crap out of our website and compete with the top brands out there. Like how long this is going to last, who knows? And I hope it lasts for a nice long time because I am planning on doing so much more with e-commerce. But the beauty of this, guys, is that you can have a big payout after a year or two of doing this. The cool thing is these e-commerce businesses are being sold. I just got off a podcast with a guy named Corin Woodmass with thefbabroker.com. And he's a really cool guy. This website helps FBA business owners sell their businesses. And he's telling me that, he only works with businesses that have a valuation of $1 million or more, but he says there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of investors looking to buy these businesses. And there's not a whole lot different between Amazon businesses and these Shopify businesses because Amazon and Google both get tons of search volume, although tons of business happens on Amazon, which is another sales channel where you can drop ship these products. But Google also gets tons of search volume, and that's where we make all of our sales. So definitely recommend using Google Shopping, guys. It is the best place to go. Don't really waste your time with other things. And Amazon can be a big pain in the ass to dropship on. I definitely don't recommend doing it if you like your life and you like being happy. Use Google Shopping, sell through your own store. You get to deal with your own terms and policies, and you don't have to deal with a boss, which is what I feel Amazon is like when you are a marketplace seller on there. I did it for a few years, and it was, kind of a nightmare, I'll be honest. So there you go, guys. Definitely do it. If you build your business out, let's see, like what are the numbers? If you build your business out past about 12 months, which is a year, then you're able to get usually a 24x multiple, right, on your monthly net earnings. So if you got a business doing 50K a month, that's 5,000 net earnings on average, usually maybe a little bit more, depending on, how much you spend on outsourcing and stuff like that, how much your ads cost you, how much you optimize things. So if you're making 5K a month net earnings, 24, let's do the math really quick because I didn't do enough timetables when I was in grade school to know that off the top of my head, unfortunately. But I do have a calculator, and the calculator is telling me I can make $120,000 when I sell that website. So get there, guys. Have that goal in mind. $50,000 a month is not that hard to obtain after like 3 to 6 months of starting growing your business and sales. And yeah, like I said, focus on Google Shopping. That's the #1 sales channel where we see our revenue come from, and that product campaign, and then just conversion optimization. Also, focus email marketing, retargeting is really important. It gets people back. And don't be afraid to get on those phones, guys. Phone sales are key, especially for high-ticket stuff. You want to sell $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 items. A lot of times people want to call you before they buy that, so make sure you have that phone number on your site and you're picking it up and answering those calls. And if you want some ideas on how to close sales, go on YouTube and just look up like how to close sales. There's so many good videos on that. But the key is understanding the buyer's journey. Just like you are with your e-commerce business, you're going to be doing this in person on the phone, right? So AIDA, attention, interest, desire, action. That's the buyer's journey. So at first, you got their attention with an offer. You build their interest with the features and benefits. You've really gotten them to now desire that product and make a decision on it and take action, right? And that's the key. So when you're on the phone, if they're ready to buy, great, just take the order. But if they're not ready to buy for some reason, you can go back and ask them like, hey, why do you want this product in the first place? What is it about this product that's helping you, that's benefiting you, that's solving your problems, right? What kind of problems do you have that this product can solve? And just try to make sense of that product purchase to them, right? And if it's the right product for them, great. If it's not, because you established that, fine. Find a different product on your site that can help them. If there isn't any, then it is what it is, but at least you tried, and make note of that in the future. Anything you take, by the way, in the form of a phone call for information should be relayed onto your product page, in the Q&As, all that sorts of stuff. You can make blog posts out of these kinds of things. So take notes when you're taking phone calls too. Dan asks, can you expect to get 3x profit when selling? 3x profit. 3x yearly is what I'm assuming you mean. And no, not usually. I think it's usually between 2 and 3, which usually means like 2.5x is like the highest you'll usually get. I haven't really heard of 3x actually happening. I think what you have to have is like a really, really nice suite of e-commerce sites, and it has to be high revenue, and it also has to be in a very solid industry. And there's a lot of other things involved with that. It also depends on what broker you sell through and how well your accounting is and how well you've built out your team. If it's a more turnkey investment for the business, it's going to get you a higher multiple, right? If you have more best-selling products and more brands on your website, you're more diversified as a business, it's going to get you a better multiple. So generally speaking, no, just because, people that want to sell, they're probably selling for a reason. Like they're probably selling because they don't like the business anymore. It's a pain in the ass to manage, or because they've seen a downturn or whatever. Or maybe it's just because they got into a level where they can't manage it anymore. It doesn't fit their lifestyle. There's other reasons too, but usually that results in a 2 to 2.5x yearly net earnings. And to see yearly net earnings, of course, you have to be around for a year or more. So keep that in mind. Thanks for the question, Dan. Appreciate that. It definitely is something that everybody's looking for, is to build an asset out of this. And e-commerce businesses are assets. It's true. And that's the coolest part about it. Consider this, guys. What I always tell people is that e-commerce businesses are awesome, right? But what is awesome alongside e-commerce is affiliate marketing. And you should always consider doing some sort of a personal blog, right? Or maybe some sort of a travel blog or whatever, like a lifestyle blog. Like start blogging your journey as you're doing this e-commerce stuff. Take notes and put it onto a website somewhere, and tell people about it, right? Kind of like I am, right, in a sense. And what affiliate marketing is it's really cool. You can just recommend products and services used to other people. So you can do it on your e-commerce site for, in that niche, or you can just do it for your personal life, whatever. But like try to build that up. It's a very long-term play. But in the long run, of course, it's not something you'll ever have to sell or want to sell, because you don't have to do customer service on this stuff. And it's supposed to be fun. It should be something you're interested in doing. So definitely consider doing that. In the course, I provide a link to GoDaddy hosting, where it's like $12 for a year of WordPress hosting, which is really cool. And you can start a WordPress blog there, and you can start blogging and then get affiliate programs. Amazon affiliate programs are really easy to get once you have some posts on your website. And just start doing some affiliate marketing on the side as like a side, hustle or whatever after you've launched. And, I use it as a creative outlet because I like writing, I like doing video, and I like telling people how to do stuff. So I recommend doing the same. But it definitely should be considered also, a business, a side hustle. You can make money with affiliate marketing. It's very cool. So consider that, guys. And yeah, last thing is Dan just asked, how would you make sure the domain is clean for Google AdWords? You mentioned yours wasn't. Yes, exactly. Okay, good. Yeah, anyway, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, so all you have to do is type into Google domain blacklist, and the first link that comes up, and I forget what it's called now, but I'll look it up really quick. It'll tell you basically if your domain name is any blacklists out there. The website name is called mxtoolbox.com/blacklist. I'll drop it in here, guys. I'm going to obviously make a lesson in the course so everybody else can gain from that too. Was a big pain in the ass for me. And I was really bummed out for a while there until I finally made the decision to go ahead and rebrand. So that's the link. You can tell if the domain name you're thinking about doing is on that. And I recommend doing that before you get started. So All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna tune it out here. My throat's kind of starting to hurt. I gotta drink some water or something. I've been talking too much. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I'm excited to be in the course with you guys. Of course, you can always reach me here via Messenger. You can reach me on email. You can reach me in the comment section. I actually just added Discuss as a new commenting feature in the course, so I hope that works. I'll have to go test it. But Discuss is a really nice commenting feature. You can create your own Discuss account. disqus.com, and then you can comment on any of the things, and it's kind of a cool like upvote, downvote forum style commenting software, so it's nice. So I'll be able to see that in my email when you comment, so definitely do that. And yeah, look forward to helping you guys out. And of course, if any of you guys booked coaching calls or whatever, just ask me and I'll give you those links and you can book those out. And I hope everything goes well, and good luck with your launches, good luck with scaling, and yeah, thanks so much for the great questions today. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I do have another live call for students coming up, I believe, next Tuesday. So if you guys are around, let me check my calendar here on, I believe it's on Tuesday, to double check. It's in the Academy members group. So if you guys aren't a part of that yet, go facebook.com/group/Ecommerce Paradise Academy members. Let me double check what the name of it is here. The link is, yeah, /group/Ecommerce Paradise Academy. So make sure you go there and you request access if you're not already in there. And then I'll be doing a call on Tuesday. All right, and so yeah, I'll talk to you guys then. Take care and have a good day. Good night over here. I'm in Bangkok, Thailand. Adios.